to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be all of my Christmas books that I physically own. Now I'm going to preface this by saying I will probably not read all of these this year, probably not even next year, because we all know that I'm terrible at sticking to TBRs, and also I have quite a lot. Now when I say this is all of the Christmas books that I own, I think this is all of the Christmas books that I own, but I potentially could have some more hiding elsewhere because I have quite a lot of books and I do have books still at my parents' house, so there's possibly some Christmas ones there. I think there are a few Christmas historical romances that I've not got here in this video, so if you want a separate video for those, let me know. I do have some of the historical romances, but I think I have other ones as well, but they are at my parents' house. So this is all of the books I have. I haven't counted how many I've got, but I have got a lot. This is a mixture of historical romance, contemporary romance. I think I've got one fantasy romance. There's some in here that might be more women's fiction than romance, and they are a mixture of new releases and older releases that I've just had for a really long time. As I say, I probably won't read all of these this year, but I just wanted to document the Christmas books that I have, and then if you guys have any recommendations for ones that I absolutely, definitely 100% need to get to this year, let me know so I can try and prioritise those. I will also do a separate video of ones on my Kindle because I've got loads on my Kindle, and I might do a separate one for kind of new releases because there's a lot of new releases coming out as well that I'm interested in. Some of them I will be getting from the library and some are on Kindle Unlimited, so I will probably be reading a mixture of ones I physically own as well as ones from the library and ones on my Kindle. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the books. Now with these books, I do not know anything about the majority of the plots of any of these. They are just ones that I've picked up because they are either Christmassy, they're by an author that I've read from before, or I just really like the cover. It might just be as simple as that. But I'm just going to run through the books that I have, and as I say, let me know if there are any on here that I need to prioritise. So starting off with the one on the top of my list, this is Under the Mistletoe by Mary Balogh. I really enjoy Mary Balogh's writing. She is a historical romance author and I've read quite a lot from her, and I just picked up this one because it is a Christmas romance, which hopefully I will get to. This one's quite short, so I feel like this one is doable. I feel like maybe I had this one on my TBR at the beginning of the year that I never got to, but maybe we'll get to it this Christmas. We can only but try. Then I have Snowy Night with a Stranger, which is difficult to show because it's a white cover. And this is a bind-up of 3 short stories by Jane Feather, Sabrina Jeffries and Julia London. I have a few of these historical romance authors and contemporary authors that have done like a bind-up of short stories. I do love a short story, so I feel like this is possibly one that I could read, although I do have plenty to choose from. And if I break it down into the separate stories, I might get through this. Let me just see what stories are actually in this one. Let me see if it's got a content here. So it's got A Holiday Gamble by Jane Feather, When Sparks Fly by Sabrina Jeffries, and Snowy Night with a Highlander by Julia London. Have I read from Jane Feather before? I can't remember. I've definitely got some of her books, but I can't remember if I've read any. I've definitely read from Sabrina Jeffries, and I'm pretty sure I've read from Julia London as well. I definitely own some of their books. But yeah, looking forward to getting into this one. I do really like the cover. It's got a like holographic snow globe on there. Really love that one. I picked this one secondhand at some point. Quite a lot of the historical ones that I've got were secondhand ones. Then we have Mistletoe and Mayhem, and this one features Christy Ridgway, Catherine Hall Page, Judy McCoy and Joanne Pence. Now I've not read from any of these authors, and these stories that are in here, does it tell me? Oh, this one doesn't have a contents, does it not? oh, here it's got here. So it's Out on a Limb by Christy Ridgway, The Two Marys by Catherine Hall Page, The 12 Frogs of Christmas by Judy McCoy, and The 13th Santa by Joanne Pence. So again, another bind-up of short stories, which I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm not sure if this is historical or if it's just contemporary. I'm guessing it's probably contemporary, but as I say, I've not heard of any of these authors before. I think I got quite a few of these like as a bind-up from a vintage seller, so I don't know too much about them. I think some of them I bought because I've read from authors and they were just part of the bundle. Then we have Royal Holiday by Jasmine Gilroy. This is part of her series. I'm not sure what the name of the series is actually. I'll put it on screen, the name of the series. But I actually haven't read anything from this author yet. I own a few of her books. Oh no, that's a lie. I've read a short story from her, but I've not actually read any of her full-length books. And I do own quite a few. This one I've had on my shelf for a while and I just never get around to it. But hopefully this year will be that year. It's less than 300 pages, so if I'm going to prioritise any, surely I should try and prioritise the shorter ones, but I am looking forward to diving into this one. I think this might be book 5 in the series, but I suspect you can read it without having read the other ones, but let me know if that's not the case. Then I have Just Like Magic by Sarah Hogle. This one I picked up from The Works at some point. I think it was part of their like 3 for whatever price they were offering at that time. I have read from Sarah Hogle before, I'm pretty sure, and this will be like a contemporary romance, so I'm interested to check this one out. I have heard mixed things about this one though, so I don't know if we'll get to that anytime soon. Then I have The Night Before Christmas, which I just love the cover on this one. And this features stories from Victoria Alexander, Sandra Hill, Dara Joy and Nellie McFarther. And does it give me the name of the stories? Oh, it's given me them on the back. So it's got Promises to Keep by Victoria Alexander, who I have read from before. Naughty or Nice by Sandra Hill, Santa Reads Romance by Dara Joy, and A Gift for Santa by Nellie McFarther. Now, I haven't read from any of the other authors in this collection, but I am definitely intrigued. The reason I have this copy is because, now this copy doesn't have the step back, but this copy, not this particular copy, but this book did do a really pretty step back, which if I can find a picture I'll put it on screen, and I really wanted to have the step back, so I think I picked this one up off of eBay hoping that I was going to get the step back, but sadly I didn't. I will keep an eye out because the step back is lovely. Then we have The Heart of Christmas, and this again is another bind-up collection. I've got a few of these, as I mentioned, and this has 3 authors in. It has A Handful of Gold by Mary Balogh, The Season for Suitors by Nicola Cornick, and The Wicked Gift by Courtney Milan. So I've read from a few of these authors before, and yeah, I really love the cover of this. I love classic historical romance covers. I think they're so pretty. I need to get better at reading historical romance. This year I feel like I haven't prioritised historical romance as much as I would have liked. So that is a goal for 2026, to try and read some more historical romances, because I do own a ton. When I first started reading historical romances, I went crazy and just bought loads because I got so many of them cheap secondhand, and I'm just haven't got around to reading them. And then this one I think is actually a duplicate copy to this one, or 2 of the stories in here are the same, but one of the stories is different, so that's why I've still got this. So this is Christmas Keepsakes, and this features the same Mary Balogh and same Nicola Cornick story as is in this collection, but it also has the 3 gifts from Julia Justiss, which is obviously a different story to what's in here, so that's why I do have both copies, but obviously I will only read the story in here that's not in this one, and depending on my enjoyment level of the story in here, I probably won't end up keeping both copies. I'll probably end up keeping this one because I like the cover for this more, but that's why I have those 2. Then we have Wishlist, and this has stories from, let's see, it's got I Will by Lisa Kleypas, Puddings, Pastries and Thou by Lisa Cash, Union by Claudia Dain, and All I Want by Lyndsay Sands. So again, another collection of different authors. I have read from Lisa Kleypas, obviously, and I've read from Lyndsay Sands, but the other two authors I've actually never heard of. Let's try and do the other historical ones that I've got here so we can just get those out of the way. That one's not historical, but is a bind up. Okay, I think these are all of the like short story bind ups that I've got left. So we have A Christmas to Remember, and this one again has a bit of an overlap with this collection in terms of it has the same Lisa Kleypas story, but the other three stories in here are different. So it has Deck the Halls with Love by Lorraine Heath, No Groom at the Inn by Megan Frampton, and The Duke's Christmas Wish by Vivienne Lorette. So quite a lot of like big historical romance authors' names in here. I have read from all of them apart from Vivienne Lorette, but again, I own some of her books, so I'm hoping that I will get to that at some point. Then we have this bind up, which is called Duke the Halls, and I have actually read some of the short stories in this collection already. You can see where I've got up to, and this one I got really cheap a few years ago now. I think I ended up only paying like £1 or something for it, like brand new off of Amazon, and I was really pleased with it. And there are a lot of authors in here that I have read from before and would read from again. So we have A First Footer for Lady Jane by Jennifer Ashley, Then in a Twinkling by Anna Bradley, which are the two that I have read. And then we have The Marquess of Mistletoe by Grace Burrows, Making Merry by Kerrigan Byrne, A Marquess for Christmas by Christy Caldwell, and The Art of Kissing Beneath the Mistletoe by Tanya Ann Crosby. So all of these are like independently published authors. They obviously produced this bind up. They also did another one similar, although not necessarily with the same authors, but there was another bind up called, what was that one called? I've got it over there. Big Duke Energy, and which I haven't read either, but that was a kind of a similar sort of vein. So I'm really hoping that I can read some more of the short stories out of this collection. Then we have this one, which I think is not historical, but is more kind of gothic. Maybe it is historical, I don't know. But this is A Very Gothic Christmas. I love the cover on this one. And this has After the Music by Christine Feehan and Lady of the Locket by Melanie George. So I've not read from either of those authors, but I am looking forward to getting to that at some point. Then we have How the Duke Stole Christmas, and this has Meet Me in Mayfair by Tessa Dare, The Duke of Christmas Present by Sarah McLean, Heiress Alone by Sophie Jordan, and Christmas in Central Park by Joanna Shoup. So all of these are authors that I have read from before, and some of them are my favourite historical romance authors. Tessa Dare and Joanna Shoup, I absolutely love their stuff, so I definitely want to try and get to this at some point. I love the cover for this one, so let's hope we can do it. And then the last kind of anthology that I have, everything else is a standalone novel after this, is Mistletoe Christmas. This is another historical romance one. And let's see, this features A Mistletoe Kiss by Eloisa James, Wishing Under the Mistletoe by Christy Caldwell, which I think might have been the one that was in... Oh no, it wasn't. Christy Caldwell is in that other collection, but it's a different story. Compromise Under the Mistletoe by Jana McGregor, and Mischief and Mistletoe by Erica Ridley. So again, a few authors in here that I have read from and loved, Eloisa James and Erica Ridley. I've read a few Christy Caldwells, but I wouldn't say she's necessarily a favourite, but definitely hope to get to that. Maybe, we'll see. Right, now let's dive into the other books that I've got. So again, I've got like a right mixture of things here, so let's just dive in. So I have It's a Christmas Thing by Janet Daly. This one is a cowboy romance, and I'm not sure if this one is part of a series or not. I don't think it tells me in here. No, it doesn't say anything, but if it's part of a series, I'll put it on screen. This one is a fairly recent pick in terms of I hauled it this year. When I say recent, it's not that recent. I think I hauled it earlier in the year. You'll probably have seen it in one of my book hauls. So I don't know if I'll get to this one because I feel like I've got other ones that I've had on my shelf for longer, but we might do. We'll see. I do want to read it though, of course. Then we have 2 Megan Quinn books, and I definitely want to get to these this year. So I've got How My Neighbour Stole Christmas and Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. So this one came out last year, and this one is obviously a new release for this year. I really enjoy Megan Quinn's writing, and so I definitely do want to try and prioritise getting to these. I just really find her writing so much fun. I recently read Till Summer Do Us Part and had a great time reading it, and it's definitely made me want to read more from her, so I hope to get to these ones this year. Then we have Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. This was last year's December's Afterlight book, or it might have been November's. I can't remember if it came in December or November, but it was last year's pick, and I didn't get to it. This one is a sapphic Christmas romance, so 2 things I absolutely love, so I really do want to get to this one, and I hope that I love it because this edition is stunning. Then we have Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. This is the special deluxe hardback edition that they did with the artwork. There you go. This one was a new release for this year, so I do want to get to this because it was a new release, but also, again, there are other books on here that I've had for longer, but I do want to try and get to this one because I do love Hannah Grace, and I'm hoping that I will love that one. And I think that's the start of a new series for her as well. Then we have a stack of really random stuff. Some of these are just ones that I picked up like cheaply on Amazon. We have Mistletoe Cottage by Debbie Mason. This is the first book in, does it tell me the name of the series? Let's see. A Harmony Harbour novel. So this is a small town romance series. I haven't read anything from this author, but I do own quite a few of her books. I picked up her books when I was going through my kind of small town romance phase, and I think her books are marketed as being similar to authors like Robin Carr and Susan Mallory and Jill Shalvis, who I was kind of reading a lot of a few years ago, probably like 5 years ago, and I've just never got around to picking up these books. So I don't know, I think these are probably more like light on the spice, if they have any spice in at all, and they might lean slightly more to women's fiction. I'm not 100% sure, but I do want to try and pick this one up. Then I have All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. I don't know anything about this one. I think, have I read the author's other book? She has another Christmas book called The Holiday Swap. I don't think I've read that one, but I have seen that one around. I don't know anything about this one. We'll see if I get to it. Then I have So This Is Christmas by Jenny Holiday. This is another vintage purchase. I think that this one came out a few years ago. Let me just see. When did it come out? Oh, 2022 actually, and I can't remember who, but I definitely remember seeing someone talking about this, and then I had a look to see if I could get hold of it, and it was available on Vinted, and yeah, I've never obviously got around to reading it, so maybe this year will be the year. Then we have Texas Christmas by Holly Castillo. This one I think is a I don't know if this is historical romance or what it is, to be honest. Cowboy romance maybe? Oh no, it's historical, set in 1840. I picked this one off of Amazon quite a while ago. This is a independently published book, so I've never read from this author before, so let me know if her books are any good. Then we have Wrapped Up in Christmas by Janice Lynn. This is from Hallmark Publishing, so I don't know if there's a film that goes along with this, because I know some of the books that Hallmark published also have a film. I love Hallmark Christmas movies, so if there is a film I would love to try and watch it, but I just picked this up for the cover, I'm not gonna lie. And then I have Jingle All the Way by Debbie May Coimber. I do actually have a few Christmas books by Debbie, but I didn't want to necessarily show them all. I think I have maybe like 3 or 4. Some of them I have actually already read, but I know I haven't read this one, and this one's been on my shelf for a while. Her books definitely kind of lean a bit more to women's fiction, but I do have a good time with them, especially her Christmas reads. I do think that they're nice and cozy, so that one I might get to, because again, that one's really short, so I should hopefully get to that one. I've only got one stack left, so I'll try and make this quick. We have The Christmas Village by Annie Raines. This one, I don't know if this is part of a series. Let's just have a quick look. It doesn't say in here if it's part of a series, but again, if it is, I'll put it on screen. I've read from this author before. She, again, is a bit, I would say her books are a bit similar to Debbie May Comber's Robin Carr, and she was kind of one that I picked up around that time. They are definitely low spice, or the ones that I've read from her are, so if you're looking for low spice romances, she might be an author to check out. Then I have My Christmas Darling by Vivienne Mayfair. This says it's a delightfully uplifting holiday romance. So again, I think this is an independently published one that I picked up from Amazon at some point when it's been, you know, quite cheap. I don't know anything about it, but hopefully I will enjoy it. I do quite like the cover. Then we have just a few more books here, just this little stack, and then we'll be done. We have Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley Jones. This one is a sapphic romance. She released a book last year and I can't remember the name of it. I'll put that on screen. And that one was a MM romance. This one came out first and is a sapphic romance, as I say, so I'm definitely interested to check this one out. I didn't love their other book that I read last year, so that's why I haven't picked up this one, because I didn't love that other one, but I'm hoping maybe I will like this one. We'll see. Like the other one was okay. I think I gave it 3 stars. Like, it wasn't bad, but I just didn't love it as much as I hoped to. Then we've got some here that you'll have seen in hauls earlier this year, because these are ones that I've hauled like this year. So we have Mistletoe Mischief by Cody Hall, 'Tis the Season for Secrets by Kate Callahan. I do want to get to this one because I read, what was the other one called? The Naughty or Nice Clause. I read that, oh gosh, quite a while ago. I can't remember when that came out, but whenever that came out, I read it and gave it 5 stars and had a really great time with it. So I really want to get to this one, and I hope that I love it as much. Then I have 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This one came out a few years ago and was super hyped. I remember a lot of people talking about it. Oh, it came out in 2022. Wow. I don't know if it was popular in 2022 because I feel like it was more recent people hyping it. But anyway, people were talking about this one and really hyping it up, and I've always wanted to check it out and obviously never have. But this one again was another vintage purchase. I got this one for only £1 off of Vinted, so I was really happy with that. Then we have Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. This one came out fairly recently and a lot of people are loving this one, so I really hope that I do like this one. This one I think is a sort of loose reimagining of A Christmas Carol, or inspired by A Christmas Carol, and I definitely want to check it out. This is the Works Special Sprayed Edge edition. Can't wait to get to this one. Whether I will, because as I say, I've got a lot of other things that I need to get to as well that I've had for a lot longer, so we'll see. And then we have the Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. This one I definitely will be getting to because my audiobook hold from the library has just come in, so I will be reading this one very soon. This is one that I can almost like guarantee that I will be getting read, and this one again is the Works Special Sprayed Edge edition. Can't wait to get to this one. I love this series. It's a lot of fun. It's a small town romance series, and yeah, can't wait to get to it. And then this one, any excuse to show this one. This is Holly by Adeline Grace. I definitely want to get to this one this year. I actually put it on my 10 before the end video. Not that that means that I will get to those books, but there's a higher chance, I guess. This one is it's marketed as a novella, but it's a full-length novel really. But you read this after the Belladonna trilogy, and this one is set around the Christmas period, and I'm going to be that person that shows this book again because it's just too pretty not to show. I mean, the cover in itself is pretty, and then you get the foiling on the front and back and then on the inside as well. How can you not say that this book is not pretty? Like, honestly, it's so pretty. I really want to get to this one. I really enjoyed the Belladonna trilogy, so I'm interested to see what we have in store in this one. I don't know anything about it. I've not even heard anyone really talk about this book, and it came out a few months ago, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I hope that I do enjoy it. But they are all of the books that I own that are Christmassy, or they're all the ones that I could find that I own that are Christmassy. As I say, I'm sure I do have other ones as well. Particularly historical romances. I know I've got some at my parents' house that are Christmassy ones, with like Christmas step backs, but I don't have those here. So these are all the ones that I have. I don't promise that I will read any of these or all of them. Definitely not all of them. I can't even promise that I'll read any of them. There are some that I think I am more likely to get to than others, so we will have to see. I will be doing videos throughout December about Christmas books. There will be other things like, you know, dotted within there, and I won't just exclusively be reading Christmas books, but that will be the vast majority of my reading in December, and I cannot wait. So let me know if there is anything that I've shown that you think I absolutely 100% need to prioritize, and I will do my best. I'm again not promising anything, but I'm hoping that I can get some of these knocked off my shelf, and obviously if I don't end up liking them, I will get rid of them from my collection. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favourite Christmas read is, and I will see you guys in my next one.